So this video is going to be about what the defensive rifle, defensive carbine 201 class is. For those who are interested in attending and want to get an overview of what the course might be like, you can watch this video, have an understanding of what we're doing, what the focus is, and why I'm running a class designed like this. So basically, the format of this class is designed around people who have some experience with modern sporting rifles, with defensive rifles, with battle rifles, I don't care what you want to call them, but basically AR-15, AK-47, anything with a detachable magazine that you can reload. Could be a PCC, could be a 9mm carbine, it could be any variation of that. And you can also run it, you could run it with a 22 version of this, and that's totally fine. Whatever you're comfortable with or using, that's kind of the idea to bring it to the class and train with it. So we're not going to be specifically weapon system specific, but train multiple different systems based on what you have. Now, because these are run as really small classes, 4 to 6 people standard, we can also customize it around individuals' needs as the class goes on. So if you have less experience than someone else, you may run slightly different drills, and you may do more foundational stuff than someone who's more experienced. But the core purpose of this class is to help you move beyond flat range shooting, standing at a shooting stall and shooting at the paper target. Even in outdoor range, you might do a little bit of target transition, but to work in some of those skills and drills you don't only get to do on a shooting line with a bunch of people. So what is that? It's going to be things like tactical reloads, emergency reloads, malfunction drills, target transitions, so moving between two different targets at different distances or at different spaces, working on, some people will be working more on accuracy, some will be working more on speed if they've already got their accuracy up, and we'll be setting those drills based on people's experience level as they come to the class. A lot of the class is also focused around dry fire techniques and dry fire practice. So things that you can do at home without having to go to a live range. One of my big goals with all these classes is to help people develop skills on limited ammo. Shooting gets very expensive, and so there are some amazing courses out there and classes you can go to. You can go every weekend to the range, but most people can't drop hundreds of dollars on ammo all the time to get good at this. It's just, and we all talk about saying, yeah, that's the way to do, train hard, train often, all that. I mean, that's literally the logo of my company. TAR is train, assess, repeat. But it's also got to be realistic. What can the regular person do who has to balance their funds, their budgets, and maybe they have one, nice rifle they saved up for and they want to get better with it? I want you to put your time into training, your money into ammo, but also what can we do to help you develop skills without needing to spend that much? So the purpose of the class, we run the class on 100 to 120 rounds. You're welcome to bring more and run more drills and run it through more, but that's the way I'm building it so that people aren't sitting there having to spend $1,000 in a weekend to go to a class. I try to keep the class affordable, try to keep the ammo count low, and try to give you the skills and training that you can do on your own, at home or at your own range on lower ammo. So a lot of different variations of drills on it, and we kind of tailor it to what the specific person is looking at, what they need, and then because we're usually running on the line 2 to 3 people at a time at most, or sometimes one at a time, you get really specific targeted feedback on what you're doing well, what your stance looks like, what your grip looks like, recoil management. We work a lot on kind of breaking down some of the gun tropes in classes. You see you shoot the gun and you pull it back and you scan. Are you really realistically scanning, or are you following a habit that you've seen in a video somewhere? So thinking through your actions and why you're doing things, that's the purpose of this class. There is a short range movement drill. At the end of it, we'll be moving between different barriers and targets and transitioning and doing that and trying to push ourselves a little bit. And again, a lot of this is focused around what I call adequate accuracy. So it's not designed to be pinpoint target shooting. It's designed to be consistent hits on a consistent target at distances and speeds that you find acceptable for your skill level. And we work on that together. And there is there's no failing a course like this. There's no, not doing well or not doing great. It's about taking your own skill and building it incrementally. So if you come in here and you're a great shooter, you may be a better shooter than I am. Awesome. You're still going to have a space to do some things and develop your skill and work on these drills. You may not get it regularly. If you come in here brand new and you go, hey, this is the first time I've ever fired one of these, well, we'll work with you and we'll help you navigate that. And your stuff's going to be much slower. It's going to be much more structured as far as your movement and how many rounds you're shooting and things like that. It's really built to help you tailor those skills yourself. And that's part of the communication process at the beginning of the class. What are you looking to get out of it? What do you specifically want to focus on? And with those smaller groups and that time, we can move the format around a little bit based on what people need. We ran one recently, I'll say, not recently, but last fall, where we had plans to do a lot more movement in the class. In part of that drill with the group that I had, because of the conditions, because it was really, really freezing, there was a little bit of ice in the ground, and people's hands were really cold, we said, all right, you know what? They don't want to do that. They're not looking at that skill. So we worked a lot of stuff on how to manipulate weapons with cold hands. Right, we ended up shifting the model back. So that's what people said, hey, I really want to learn more about this. And say, okay, let's wear our gloves. Let's talk about reloading under jackets. Let's talk about movement in that way. With the class, what you would need to bring is your own firearm, your own ammunition, whatever equipment you feel like running. So that can be from battle belt to chest rig to plate carriers, to just a pair of jeans and, a pocket to put your extra magazine in. It's whatever you have for gear and what you like. Well, we will go over in the class some of the budget gear that I recommend that I think is great for people getting into this, that you're not going to spend, again, thousands of dollars on equipment, to help you have the right things you need to train. Talk about what a rifle setup should look like for home defense. This class is designed around the regular user of a firearm, maybe need to do home defense, or if things go really bad and we ever had a situation where you have to defend your neighborhood, your property, things like that, are you competent, comfortable, and do you feel like you're able to use your tool in the way that would be successful and reasonable? That is the purpose of the class, and we're helping people develop those skills because I believe that everyone in a modern society should understand how to use all of the tools at their disposal. And that means that hopefully, if you know how to change a tire, you can go on YouTube and learn how to do it. If you know how to defend yourself, you can go on YouTube and learn some things, but you still need to practice it. So I want you to come to classes like this, find other trainers, and hopefully develop those skills and learn how to use the weapons of our time. Like through most history, most people in societies understood how to defend themselves, and we think that is an important thing to know how to do. And that's part of why this class is set up. If you have questions, comments, if you said, hey, I don't even have a firearm yet, I want to learn more, we can still facilitate that. There's ways to help do that. There's private classes that I do. So feel free to comment, reach out, and let me know if you have other questions on what this course is all about.